Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to another edition of Pretty Peculiar. I'm here with my sister, Becca.
Hello, hello.
We're here to discuss today the Boston Heist paintings.
Very excited. Very excited.
Yeah, it's your two favorite
It is
things.
my two favorite things.
Yeah,
Museums, big number one.
museums.
Number two, I mean, I guess as long as the heist isn't like, the heist doesn't affect me,
The
then yeah,
heist,
a heist is
yes, the
great. Yeah,
heist.
no problems there.
Yeah, the museums and heists. So from start to finish, this is the biggest art heist in modern history.
Hmm.
Modern history. It lasted just under 82 minutes.
Hmm.
So at 1:24 a.m. on March 18th, 1990, two men dressed as police officers walked into Boston Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum. They overpowered two unsuspecting night security guards,
Hmm.
then duct taped their victim to a pipe in the basement before announcing, "Gentlemen, this is a robbery."
Okay, were they talking to themselves? Because there was only one man, right? Were they like? Is that like a camaraderie thing? They were like,
There's two uh, robbers
uh huh.
and two security guards.
Oh, there's two security guards. So
So that would have been hilarious. I kind of wish there was
I was
only yes.
okay. I was kind of thinking like in my head, like they had tied him up,
Mhm.
and then like they were like, boom, this is it,
Mhm.
and they looked at each other like an Ocean's 11 type deal, and we're like, gentlemen. Okay, okay. I guess it
As
still
in
works.
calling each other
Yes,
gentlemen.
yes,
No, no,
like
no.
we've done it. God damn it. Yep, exactly. Okay, sorry. Okay,
So in this instance, the two night security guards are the gentlemen.
okay.
Gentlemen,
Oh,
this is a robbery.
oh,
So they're confirming this is a robbery.
got it. Two things: robbery, also
Gentlemen.
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 Okay, got
Mhm.
it.
So the pair of robbers
Mhm.
proceeded to remove 13 priceless artworks on display in the gaudy gallery, smashing the guard glass of two Rembrandt paintings
Oh,
and using a blade to cut the canvases from their
okay.
golden frames. Yes.
I mean,
Okay.
hold on, hold on,
So,
one second.
so
Okay, remember how I said that like I like two things, right? I
mm-hmm.
said the museum part and then I said
Mm-hmm.
the heist. I'm
Uh-huh.
quickly discovering the museum is higher on that list
Mm-hmm.
than just hacking away a Rembrandt.
We actually talk a little bit about that.
Okay, am I
Um,
jumping the gun?
the fact that the thieves had no fucking idea.
Oh,
Yes, we actually talk a little bit about that.
okay, all right.
The
Whew, man.
fact that they had no idea what they were stealing.
Mm,
Yes,
oof.
I actually discuss a little bit that at the end. So
Okay, all right. Woo.
yes, they use blades to cut the canvases from their golden frames.
Ugh, heebie-jeebies.
So just over an hour later, the thieves peeled off with an endless collection of art that's valued at over 500 million
Holy
today.
shit. Okay,
Yes.
so they had an hour. So they had like an hour to run around. Like, so no alarm.
No. So let me okay, so here. So let's
Okay,
get
I'm
into it
sorry.
a
I'm
little bit.
I'm a
No,
stick up
no,
here.
I got you. I got you. So let's get into it a little bit because yes, there's so many questions. So they so despite an explosion of press attention, obviously because people had so many questions,
Mm,
and a hefty $10 million reward offered by the museum,
mm.
the stolen works have never been recovered.
Oh my god.
So, for amateur sleuths and art lovers alike, the case has been particularly mesmerizing for a variety of key reasons. An important thing to realize is the thieves likely succeeded because of canny planning, yes, but with a touch of lax security, obviously.
Mm, mhm,
So, a little bit of history about the museum.
mm,
The wealthy American art collector Isabella Stewart Gardner constructed her namesake museum out of her Venetian home in the hopes it would inspire the public forever.
mm.
But after her death in 1924, the museum fell into financial disrepair.
Rich. Got it.
Disrepair, yes, right. By 1990, the building's security flaws were common knowledge, making it a bit of a sitting duck for a
Um,
heist. So, it just so happened that same year, on March 18th at 1:20 a.m., two thieves drove their car up to the side of the entrance to that building, parked, and walked up to the door. They rang the buzzer, which connected them to Abbott through the intercom, and Abbott was one of the two night security guards on staff that night.
mm,
So the thieves effortlessly explained that the police were investigating a disturbance and needed to be buzzed in. Abbott could see them on the closed circuit camera wearing what appeared to be real police uniforms. He was not aware of any disturbance, but figured it was St. Patrick's Day. Someone probably had one too many and hopped the fence or something like that. It was St. Patrick's Day, so he figured something fucky was going on.
Okay, all right, okay.
So Abbott let the men in at 1:24 a.m.
Okay, so okay, all right.
Yeah, right,
I'm seeing maybe a problem. Okay,
right.
okay, uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So uh Abbott let the men in at 1:24 a.m. The thieves were let into a locked foyer that was still separated from the rest of the museum.
Oh, okay. I got it. Okay.
Uh,
See, I like this. Got a
mm-hmm.
double what do you call that?
Like double secure,
Double
like double,
security.
yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So they approached Abbott at his desk and asked if there was anyone else in the museum and to bring them down to the foyer.
Okay, red flag number 1.
Okay, so now,
As a woman,
okay,
you never, I mean,
okay,
always. You've always
okay.
got at least 2 or 3 other people in the room.
Now,
Yeah.
of course, not being in that tense situation, it's easy to assess.
Okay. Okay.
But that personally for me would have been the oh shit moment.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been the we're in a little bit of trouble.
Correct. Correct. Yeah, there would have been a few questions raised there. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
you always answer yes.
There's a lot of
There's
people
actually a
here.
lot of people here.
There's a lot of people in this
Yes,
museum.
absolutely, absolutely, 110%. Yeah.
And that's when Abbott noticed one of the officers' museum mustaches appeared to be fake. So this guy's wearing a
Uh,
fake mustache on top of everything else. So there's another
okay.
uh oh shit moment.
So, okay, already 2 questions
Mm-hmm.
because what one of the robbers has already gotten in this far, which means they've already had this whole conversation, right? About whatever the fuck. Oh, let me in. Oh, all this kind of stuff, right? They've
Mm-hmm.
had a full on fucking conversation with this
Mm-hmm.
guy. Hasn't noticed fake mustache. This is either A, one hell of a great fake mustache,
Right, right.
or our dear friend the security guard ain't great at noticing some very obvious fake mustaches.
It's either a terrible fake mustache
Yes.
and Abbott don't give two shits,
Yeah.
or it's a great fake mustache.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
yeah.
Or, I guess what? Maybe he's just like a really chill guy and he's
Hmm.
just like, I see that's a fake mustache. Maybe he's like a little sensitive about it. I'm not going to bring it
We
up.
actually talk a little bit about Abbott, so
Oh,
let's
okay.
keep going.
All right. Okay. Okay.
So the shorter officer suddenly told Abbott he looked familiar and they may have a warrant out for his arrest.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, so they pulled Abbott away from his desk where the only panic button was,
Oh boy.
and they went on to handcuff him.
Oh boy.
It was then the other night guard entered the room and was quickly handcuffed.
Oh boy. Okay.
Once they were both subdued, the police officers revealed their true intentions to rob the museum.
Boom, gentlemen. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So that was the
I know this
gentleman.
part, the big reveal.
This is a robbery. We already discussed the big
Full
reveal.
on complete
Yeah.
mustache rip off.
Oh, I can imagine the mustaches were ripped off.
In my head, I
Mhm.
actually imagine like one ripping a mustache off
Mhm.
and like one taking off the police hat and then just
Mhm.
like flowing long hair
Mhm.
underneath. Like, oh, you thought it was short, but like,
Nope.
boom,
Nope. Mhm.
giant reveal, just
Yep.
huge
Yep.
reveal that like, oh my gosh,
Yep.
these are not the men I thought they were. Yeah.
Yep. I can imagine something along those lines.
Hmm.
So the thieves wrapped duct tape around the head and the eyes of the guards.
Oh,
But here's an interesting tidbit. Without needing directions, they led the guards into the basement to tie them to a steam pipe.
interesting.
So there's an interesting little tidbit.
Hmm.
So then the thieves went on to examine the wallets of the security guards, explaining that they knew where they lived now, so don't tell anyone, and that, quote, they would get awarded in about a year.
What the fuck?
So that's like a really weird detail to me. Like,
Yeah.
not killing me is good enough.
Uh huh.
Like, maybe don't ever come back here
Yeah.
and we good.
Uh huh. Exactly. Yes.
Like, lose my number and we Gucci. We
Correct.
Gucci.
Correct. Give me back my wallet. Like, just don't write down the address and like, I
I
mean,
I don't
honestly,
want
like, just let
whatever
me walk
award you're
out.
talking about.
Yes.
I don't want it.
Please
Please
don't
don't call
ever
me.
contact
Don't
me.
find me.
No,
Thank you.
absolutely
Goodbye.
not. I don't want a DM. I don't want none of that shit.
Yes.
Please, no. Uh huh.
Um, which they never got a reward, by the way. So fuck
Oh,
them. So fuck
liars.
them.
Fucking
Well, fuck
liars.
them. Fuck them. Yeah, fuck them. So the thieves' movements through the museum were recorded on infrared motion detectors.
Mm.
So steps into the first room they entered weren't recorded until 1:48 a.m. This is 13 minutes after they finished subduing the guards.
What the fuck were they for 13
So
minutes?
it's thought so it's
I'm
thought
sorry.
that
I'm just
this is
thinking of
to
a
make sure.
robbery.
No,
You're trying to
sure,
get in and
sure.
out,
You
right? I
want to
mean,
get in and out.
yeah.
That's why people have so many questions that it's an inside job. They were so comfortable.
Mm.
But it's thought that they were to make sure that the cops weren't already on the
Oh,
way. Yeah, it seems like they were pretty comfortable.
yeah.
But once they were inside, once they were in the rooms, the thieves made quick work of removing the precious works of art from their frames, cutting some, smashing others.
Whew.
But as they prepared to leave, the thieves checked on the guards to make sure they were comfortable.
Oh, I
So
mean,
that's interesting.
okay. All right.
They then moved the security. They moved to the security director's office where they took the video cassettes that recorded their entrance on the closed circuit from
Oh.
the outside. Then they moved to take the artwork from the museum. The side
Hmm.
entrance doors were opened once at 2:40 a.m. and again for the last time at 2:45 a.m. So the robbery lasted 81 minutes.
To be honest, that's a huge chunk of time.
It is. It
I know,
is.
like, statistically, like, most robberies are, like,
Mhm.
less than, like, what, like,
Mhm.
10 minutes? Like,
Yeah.
5 minutes even, like
Yeah. So the next shift guards arrived later that morning and realized something was amiss when they couldn't make contact with anyone inside. So upon entering the building with the security director's keys, they called the actual police who found the guards in the basement. So 13 works were
mm.
stolen, estimated to be worth more than 500 million.
I mean, no one showed up until the morning to even
Right.
know bitches could have stole a whole fucking museum.
Right. So I think that's when they go back to the obvious lacks of security. It
Yeah.
was kind of a sitting duck.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, definitely.
So the mix of works stolen has proven these particular thieves were no art experts themselves.
Mm.
So this is where some
Mhm.
of the pieces stolen were of course valuable because
Yeah.
it was a museum,
Yeah.
but they also opted to take relatively valueless pieces over the more expensive works.
Hmm.
The thieves never even entered the room with the most expensive piece in the city.
Oh my. Okay, hold up.
Yeah,
You're gonna plan out this thing. You're
right.
gonna have the. We're gonna go buy police uniforms. We're gonna get a fake
Yeah.
mustache. We're gonna tie up our hair into a beautiful like little
Yes.
top knot to put the cap on. The
Correct.
cap on.
Yes,
The whole shebang.
we've created that narrative.
We've
Yes.
created. Oh, it's done, and no one's here to tell us otherwise. So
Yes.
that's exactly what happened.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So we.
Fake
It's
mustache.
fake. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So we've done all of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then nobody. Okay, nobody Googled. Nobody was like best painting, most
Yeah.
expensive painting
Right.
in
Right.
museum search. That was the one thing you didn't. I feel like that'd be the biggest thing. I'd be like, okay, if we're gonna rob, okay,
Maybe
maybe it was like we don't want the most expensive thing because then we'll have
easy to
more.
track.
Yeah, yeah,
I kind
exactly.
of yeah, I've
Yeah,
thought about that too.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Thought.
I've considered that too.
Hmm.
I feel like a guy that wears a fake mustache doesn't think that far ahead, but
I guess, but if it's a good mustache,
it could
you
have been a
had to
good
search for a
mustache.
good
You
mustache.
had to search for
You
a good
couldn't pull up like a
mustache.
magazine or
Yeah.
Google search
Yeah.
engine. I don't know. I don't know.
So the FBI took immediate control of the case. Security guard Rick Abbott was quickly ruled a suspect because of
Hmm.
his suspicious
Yeah,
behavior
that's fair.
the night of the theft.
Yeah, I'm
I
sorry,
don't think
Rick.
anybody would
Like,
have argued
yeah,
with that.
correct.
Abbott briefly opened and shut the side door the night of the theft, a maneuver some believe to be a signal to the thieves waiting
Oh.
outside.
Hmm.
Abbott claims this was routine to ensure the door was locked. He has long denied his part in the heist. He is a self described hippie and rock guitarist.
Well,
I don't know. He seems like a pretty cool guy.
okay.
He just seems like he just simply didn't get paid enough to put up with shit like a heist. And he
It's
just said,
yeah,
"Dudes, I don't give a
it's so
shit.
not worth it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't really care.
I don't really
Sure,
blame
you're
him.
wearing a fake mustache.
I
I
was
don't give
just
a
gonna
shit.
say
I
the
don't
fake
get yeah.
mustache. Okay, like okay, again, if he saw the fake mustache, he's going, "Hey, this guy's wearing a fake mustache,"
Yeah.
and then he doesn't even comment on it because he's thinking this guy might be self-conscious
Mhm.
or like I'm not even gonna bring this
Yeah.
up. He doesn't do it. Seems like a pretty chill guy, you
Yeah,
know.
dude wants a mustache, can't grow one himself. I don't care. I
You
don't
know,
care.
hey, you do it. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I don't care. So he's kind of off my suspect
Hmm.
list. I'm not
Okay.
sure. So, which brings us to Whitey Bulger, which is very obviously a fantastic name.
I okay. Whitey Bulger?
Bulger.
Bulger.
Whitey Bulger.
That's 100% a Western, what do you call that? Gold miner.
Okay, well,
Whitey,
it's
like
a
old
very
Whitey out
obviously
in the
fantastic name. I know
yeah,
that
he's
much.
he's out in the streams
Yes.
sifting the dirt
Yeah.
for the gold.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was a very prominent crime boss in
Oh,
Boston during the era.
I guess I better shut my mouth.
He was a very prominent crime boss in Boston during that era, heading the Winter Hill Gang. I'm not sure, how you couldn't with a name like that.
Whitey and the Winter Gang.
Yes, yes, Whitey and the Winter Hill Gang.
If he's not using it, somebody
So
needs to
he
be banned.
claimed, yeah, right.
Hmm.
So he claimed he didn't order that heist. He in fact sent out his goons in an attempt to find out who did, because the robbery happened on his turf, and he wanted to be paid tribute.
Oh shit.
So when you think about it, Bulger's strong ties to the Boston police, because he's a crime boss,
Yeah.
could explain how the thieves acquired legitimate police uniforms.
Oh,
Just something to think about.
okay, interesting. I don't know what mob boss would be like. Yeah, actually, did. I
Right,
did get
correct,
that.
correct.
Yeah.
Although when you're as big and powerful as a crime boss, you can just take credit for shit like that and be
And
like,
everyone's just kind of like,
yeah,
yeah, that's cool. What? Okay, what
mm-hmm.
year is this again?
This was in
You said it was 19.
1990.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
1990.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting. All right.
So, or maybe I also did a little bit of research that maybe the police organized the heist, but I don't know about that one. I feel like a real cop wouldn't show up in a cop's uniform to do a heist. If it was a real
Yeah.
uniform or not, that
Mm.
seems a little too close to home.
That'd be pretty big brain. Like
A
that would be
little, a
some.
little too on the nose.
Yes.
Like
Yeah. Uh huh.
maybe the worst disguise I've ever heard of.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get a fake mustache to pretend like we're policemen while we're policemen without a mustache. It
Like,
just kind of seems like I don't know, a lot of hoops to
like
jump through.
the he that like that was his real uniform, but he
Yes.
just had the fake
Yeah.
mustache.
Like Clark Kent, he's like, I
Yes.
know if I put the fake mustache on, no one will
He
ever
just
know.
wore glasses.
Yeah,
That's it. He just
exactly.
had the glasses.
Boom.
So in 1994, the museum received an anonymous letter claiming to be attempting to negotiate the return of the artwork.
4 years later. This is 4
4
years later.
years
It's
later,
a long time.
to
Okay.
negotiate the return of the artwork. They claimed they did not know the identity of the letter claimed they did not know the identity of the thieves. So in the letter, it claimed the artwork was stolen to negotiate the reduction of a prison sentence.
What the fuck?
But as the opportunity had passed, there was no longer a motive to keep it. So they wanted to negotiate a return. They wanted immunity and 2.6 million.
Oh, wait, hold on.
It seems reasonable. I
Okay,
don't
I
know.
know. Okay, this raises so many more questions. So, okay,
hmm
so it's a prison sentence,
hmm
but now the
So
prison sentence is over?
so it's yeah, so that one has a lot of questions. There's
Uh-huh.
not a lot known about that one
Okay.
because it was an anonymous letter, but they were claiming they stole the artwork. This letter was written claiming they stole the artwork so that they could negotiate this mystery prison sentence down to shorter. But
Hmm.
because there's nothing else known about the letter, they don't
Yeah.
know they don't know what the
Huh.
prison sentence was, they don't know anything more. But the museum and the FBI were both very interested and thought it was a really strong lead. So they responded saying they were interested. However, they never heard from the writer again, which just kills me. That lead is like my absolute favorite. It's the
Oh,
most dramatic,
it is.
it's the most iconic, and it just drops dead. The lead just drops dead.
Yeah.
I imagine the person that was writing it like was responding and writing and telling exactly the location of the art,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they were just like killed,
Yes.
like shot with
Yes.
like a sniper from a rooftop,
Yes,
and
exactly.
now the
Yeah, they're
paintings are just
sealing the
lost for
letter. They're sealing
yes,
the letter. I'm like, now the world
yes,
will know the truth.
uh-huh,
Boom. And
yeah,
then, yeah,
yep, and
that's
now the
probably,
paintings are just lost
and
forever.
dang.
So that's probably the most promising lead that they have. But after some time had passed, actually really recently, the FBI also announced a significant investigation into several members of the Boston Mafia, with a high level of confidence that they've identified the thieves.
What?
So in 2015, the FBI stated both thieves were deceased, but
Mm.
they did not publicly identify the individuals.
What?
So,
That's what? No.
so
Mm-mm.
that seems like a
Mm-mm.
real strong cop
That's
out to
some
me.
bullshit.
Yeah,
No way, man.
yeah,
You tell. Oh, we just so happen to find the thieves.
uh huh,
Yes, they're alive. Yes, we know who they are. I'm sorry, they're not alive. But like, okay, that adds to it. Again, like,
yeah,
yes, yeah, we know who they are, but we're not going to tell you, and they just so happen to be dead.
yeah,
Mm-mm. This is
yeah.
some
So that
bullshit.
sounds like a real strong cop out to me.
Hmm.
So researching this case was stressful
Hmm.
because there's so many different leads.
Yeah. What the
They
fuck?
go in so many weirdly, a lot of them relate back to the mafia.
Mm.
Um, writing so many notes, my hand fell off. All that time, all that effort rereading all my misspelled notes. But in my very very
Oh yeah.
opinion,
Hmm.
professional opinion,
Hmm.
almost none of these suspects are on the right track. That letter was close. I feel like that letter was would have brought something,
Uh huh.
but it almost feels like it was just like a couple of kids
Yeah.
that work at like a video store,
Yep.
and they were like chugged too many energy
Yeah.
drinks, and they were like, fuck it.
Yep.
And they had like leftover cop uniforms
Yeah.
from like last Halloween.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah.
actually a good point to bring up too, because it's like if homeboy like if he was having trouble identifying that fake mustache,
Yeah.
and he's like, no, no, these cop uniforms,
Yeah.
they were legit. Like,
Yeah.
how legit can they be if it's hard to identify a
If
fake
he
mustache?
yeah, if he was having a hard time with that mustache until he got real close.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because they took the tapes, so we don't know how legit those cop uniforms
Yeah.
were. Or even if they were cop uniform, like they could have been not cop uniform.
Just
Really, if
anything
they took the
totally random.
tapes,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, and that's true. Like, there's so much based on what's the guy's name?
Abbott,
Abbott. There's so much based on Abbott. And
his verbal
yeah,
testimony, yeah.
yeah. I mean, I guess there was that other guy, but
Hmm.
I don't bring him up much. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
guess because he
he was
came in
literally
after.
only there to get
Yeah,
kidnapped.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, poor guy,
he
man.
didn't see a whole lot.
Side character, man.
Yeah,
That'd be me.
yeah,
If
he
I could be
didn't
like,
see a
"What's
whole
going
lot.
on?" Poor guy. That's rough.
Yeah, he didn't see a whole lot.
Very interesting. Very fascinating. Hmm.
Yep, but that's my verdict is two video store clerks and
Hmm.
last year's Halloween costumes,
Hmm.
and they just went for it.
I mean,
I
it's a
guess
great story.
yeah,
It's
that's
I
what I
don't see why
said.
you wouldn't be
There are
enticed.
so many details. I almost filled like a whole composition book of notes, and it's just it leads to nothing because we have
Yeah.
no idea what happened, and there are so
Um,
many details. It's crazy.
Interesting.
Yep.
Interesting. My
It make
personal favorite is Whitey, but
Whitey Bulger,
Bull. Yeah. Hmm.
Whitey Bulger,
And the Winter
and the
Gang.
Winter Hill
And the
Gang.
Winter.
It's got to be
I'm
him.
sorry.
It's got to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
him.
I'm sorry. A name like that. I told you, man. And like I was, I don't know. He, like I said, sounds like a prospector. Could be living up
Mhm.
in the hills,
Mhm.
and it's his Winter Gang. You
Yep.
know, they only
It's
yeah,
got to be the Winter Hill
the
Gang.
Winter Hill Gang. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. So
So that's it. That's the verdict. It's Whitey Bulger and the Winter Hill Gang.
I like it. I like it. I like
And
it.
it sounds cooler.
It sounds so fucking dope. It should be like, oh man, who stole all that art from the art gallery? Oh,
It's Whitey.
it's Whitey. It was Whitey.
It was Whitey the
Yeah.
whole time.
They're like, holy shit, what? Yeah, and the Winter Gang, and the Winter Hill Gang. It was crazy, crazy
It was
story,
Whitey.
man. Yeah,
It's always Whitey.
cop uniforms and everything.
Hmm.
Mm-mm-mm.
All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for tuning in this episode. These episodes are always so much fun to make. Thanks for hanging out with us, Becca.
It was super fun.
It was super
I'm
fun.
sorry, I get weird at the end. I get
Me
weird
no, me
at the
too.
end. Yeah, no, it's
The
fine.
endings are always weird.
Yeah,
It's hard to sign off.
yeah. Just be like,
Um,
good day.
good day.
Yeah,
Good day.
good evening, I guess, depending on where,
Again, depending on when and where you're
when and where.
listening.
Yeah.
Good day, good evening, good morning,
Good night. Is that evening?
good night,
Is that the same? Is evening and night the same thing? I feel like they're different.
good
One's like
good
what?
night is like you're done for the day.
Okay.
Good evening is like hello, but it's
Oh, oh
nighttime.
yes. Welcome to my humble abode.
Yes.
Okay.
But good night is like I'm done talking to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess in this case it would be like good night.
You could just be like, see ya, bitch, and then
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? See you, bitch.
see ya, bitch.
See you,
Chiz,
bitch.
bitches.
I love you
If you,
though.
yeah.
But I like I love you, but like see you bitch in the most lovable way.
Lovable way. Hmm.
Yes. I love you. I love you. Okay. Love you guys. Tune in for the next episode.